Ladies and gentlemen, the second best of 5 at the Heroes Battle Arena. Kiev5 versus NaVi, and we have Sky Temple to start things off with on our first map. We have Falstad banned out right away and a ban on ETC, leaving Khaldor and Tyrande in play, and Kiev5 can now decide which hero they are going to take. The cool thing about this team is that they drop the occasional Abathur, they drop the occasional Lost Vikings, and we could see that again. TWSX, thanks for the support, my friend. Thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. We had some crazy days, and you guys have been amazing. Thank you for that. Khaldor's more important than Tyrande. Okay, Tyrande, there you have it. Oh, that was a very heavy lock. Fuan as well, guys. Muradin Tyrande with the snipes here, and we have the subscriber snipes apparently. So double sub right there. Kiev5 versus NaVi, and NaVi with the Muradin Tyrande lockdown. So Kiev5 actually saying, you know what, we want to have the Khaldors here. We don't care about Tyrande. Let's go for that sniper comp, boys, and let's see what Kiev5 can actually do with this now. ETC is banned out, but the Uther is still available, and we have seen a lot of a focus on the melee assassins, so that could happen once again if they are trying to drop that. They have the chance to go for it right now, with maybe Uther going into a Thrall later. We've seen a lot of Zeratul being played now as well, and we had crazy games. I mean, holy cow. Have you seen that game with Dignitas versus Fnatic? Oh my god, that finish, absolutely insane. A couple of these games were crazy. Tyrael. Well, that's a very early Tyrael here. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like the hero is bad, but usually you see other heroes picked a lot faster than that, or a lot earlier than that. So we have a Tyrael actually taken now. And Tyrael, well, I guess with the sanctification to make sure that the sniper comp is not going to do too much damage. So once that you jump to the sniped target and drop the sanctification, that helps. But yeah, that Tyrael player will have to have some very sweet reflexes to make that happen. So for now we have Khaldor, Tyrael taken, and it's a Reyna that we see here. No Uther. The support is disregarded, at least thus far. NaVi these days is, by the way, absolutely brutal. We've seen them with a couple of games that they played, and boy, are these guys good. Oh my god. It's actually so awesome in the European scene to see these fights with Fnatic versus Team Liquid, having NaVi in play, Dignitas as well, the top 4. And I've already told you that Kiev5 likes to play the Vikings, and guess what? NaVi knows that as well. So they are saying, you know what? Ban the Vikings out. Let's get rid of them. And that makes, of course, Hydra a little bit salty, I'd say, because he is the Vikings player for them, and I'm pretty sure that he would have loved to play the hero once more. But Thrall is currently put into action here for Kiev5, so we have a bit of Thrall play. NaVi now with their own double pick, and let's see what they're going to go for. They have still the Uther that they can take. So they could play Uther with a different melee assassin. Maybe something along the lines of Sonya, not quite a melee assassin, but filling the same role more or less. At least she's one of the bruisers at the front. So NaVi right now, are they going to go for it? It would be a very cool setup actually with what they already have. An Uther for the next stun, and also having the Sonya in play. Then in the last pick going straight for a ranged assassin. That would really work. There's the Sonya, and the Uther could be taken now. I suppose if they really want to have like a certain hero as a damage dealer, like a Vala for example, a Sylvanas, a Zagara, they can take that first and then pick the support later. Even if Uther is taken, they can go into a Karazim, they can go into like any kind of hero that really work with Sonya. A Rhaegar, for example, would work too. I'm mentioning it all the time, even though he is super underplayed in the European scene. I don't really think we're going to see him anytime soon. And that's exactly what they're doing here. NaVi is playing now Zagara. Have that at the bot lane most likely. Kiev5, they can take Uther, and that will leave Karazim for NaVi. So in this case, what is Kiev5 going to do? They probably should really think about a second frontliner here. Reyna and Khaldor are great for damage. Maybe a Tassadar just simply in addition to a second healer. Tassadar Brightwing is a very sweet comp, but there is still the Uther out there, so why would you actually forego Uther if you have the chance to pick him? Kiev5, well, they can for now go straight for it. So far they haven't done it yet, but what's it going to be? Uther Johanna. Uther Johanna and NaVi most likely with the Karazim at this point. Well, actually, we have Tyrande already taken. Sorry, I was blanking here for a second. A Karazim would work. That's definitely true. You could go into a damage build on the other heroes. But with the Tyrande, you don't even have to do that. If you want to have extra support, you can drop the Tassadar, for example, and just go into like a Storm build. Or if you really think that you don't need that at all, you just go into even more damage. And they picked Diablo for the second approach here. And Diablo for NaVi is played with Apocalypse most of the time. And more into Apocalypse could be old school style. NaVi, they play Lightning Breath and Apocalypse. Lately it was more the focus on Apocalypse itself, and guys, this is going to be a great start into our best of 5 here. So let's jump right in on Sky Temple and see which team is going to take the lead here. Game number 1, everybody, in the best of 5 series at the Heroes Battle Arena, powered by G2A and Twitch. We have to the left side of the map NaVi with Alex the Frog on Diablo, Eternal on Muradin, Zarmany on Sonya, and Crosby is playing Zagara for the team with Grandpa Kete on Tyrande. To the right side of the map, it's Kiev5 with Air on Khaldor. We have Mopsy on Johanna, Sir Ice Cream is playing Tyrael, Hydra on Reyna, and Lunan on Uther. So, yep. Things are looking actually pretty good for us because we're going to have a super fun game. Shout out to Mene by Eternal. I'm not quite sure why, but I suppose that Mene will know. Already with the talents here, we have on level 1 the Shot of Fury taken for Sonya. We are seeing Soul Feast for Diablo. Devil's Stew, sometimes the talent if you play him as a solo tank, but in this case it is of course a double tank composition that they're playing. If you take it literally, then Zarmany is also a tank, but well, he is more of a bruiser, and I can't help myself, but I personally feel that Zebra on Barbie Sonya is just wrong on so many levels. Zarmany, something is seriously wrong with you, buddy. I mean, really, what were you thinking? I mean, come on, what were you thinking, dude? Barbie Sonya on the Zebra. Okay, alright. Well, up to the top lane, we have a couple of talents here for Team Kiev5 that I want to talk about. And this is, of course, first of all, Reach as a level 1 talent on Uther. No Conjurer's Pursuit here. Reach in itself can be quite nice if you have especially a melee assassin, which in this case isn't really happening. But if you want to make sure that you can keep that Tyrael alive, if it dives in hard, then Reach is definitely useful. Normally when you see Reach, Wave of Light is a very, and also, by the way, Cabano's Conviction, so level 4 and level 7 talents, are very nice combos to really reach those heroes and keep them alive. And already the cooldown reduction with the Horadric Reforging. It's a talent that we see a lot more often these days. Not only in the European scene, but if you've been watching the Chinese cast that I had earlier this morning, we saw the same talents happening already over there. At the same time, Lunan and Aya on the way up to the top lane right now. So as you can tell, we have in this case focused attack, no, actually Ranger's Mark taken for Tyrande. Move in against Aya, but well, in this case that didn't really work because that Stormbolt hit the building and nothing else. But of course the temples are now active and both of the teams are starting to move in immediately for that attempt. Alex the Prodigy is up at the top trying to do his thing here and soaking some experience shots. Keep of course in mind that we have on level 10, normally for Alex, these days at least that is, a move straight into, hold your horses, Apocalypse. So it's actually very, very cool. And well, Lightning Breath is really nice and exciting as well, but if you have that more into Apocalypse, that is absolutely awesome. I'm not 100% certain if this is really going to happen in this game, but I've watched several scrims where they used it, and also games of course as well. Nice lockdown against Lunan. Very good support player actually on the European realm. We currently have Mopsio and Hydra still going for the last few shots, but it is a 3 against 2 now. And Eternal and his boys, they are doing very solid work here. Diablo, on the other hand, dying. Aya finishing him off up the top lane. Apparently he didn't need see this one coming. He soaked all of the shots though, and we are seeing a bit more damage against the structures. Dished out by Team NaVi. So NaVi actually like a very nice approach into the game. Good start. They lost Diablo, which is of course a bit of a setback. But besides that, things are actually looking pretty nice for them. They have on level 4 now again the Fire Devil taken, the standard talent here to take for Diablo. And besides that, we are seeing the focused attack for Sonya after the Shot of Fury. She's of course moving in once again. Alex and Grandpa Kete are just aiming straight for the next camp. And a similar situation occurs to the right side of the map where Aya and Mopsio are aiming for a bruiser camp to push the top lane. Normally that camp is a bit timed later so that you can usually get it when there's the bottom temple active. That's at least the ideal scenario. Most of the teams get it a bit earlier as well. But for now we're having still Zarmany up at the top lane. It's super safe. It's of course a heavy engage comp that we're seeing for NaVi right now. And so far they haven't really done too much pressure play with that Tyrande composition. They can use either Muradin plus Tyrande, or they simply use the Diablo initiation to just go in and go stun into stun. And it's a very, very powerful trick, especially of course once that we are going straight into these fights. And at the bot lane, this is going to happen once that the temple is going to be announced. The teams are going to rotate over there. Level 7 talents with the Piercing Bolt. Diablo is most likely going to go into the battle momentum. And yes, there we have it. Ferocious healing for Sonya. Making sure that she's now in a position where she gets a bit of self-sustain. Endless creep for Crosby. It's all about the vision on the map. Making sure that you can prevent these ganks. And Luna plays for Tyrande. So Tyrande going for a full support and stun bout build. Not going into any kind of like heal attempt with the cooldown reduction thanks to Empower on level 1. Or even with the battle momentum at level 7, which we occasionally see. Team Liquid, for example, loves the build. Gadam Head playing that build 6 days to Sunday when he's on the hero. Level 7 and Zarmani up at the top, so they're still trying to get a bit of experience here. Zarmani shows himself very late, pushes this in, but a rotation to the top is happening, and it looks like with Diablo still in the mid lane, it's all about the experience soak for now. Fission Bomb has been taken. We're seeing also now the Conviction for Mopsio as the level 7 talent. Cooldown reduction for Turiel, and Revolution Overdrive into Cleanse for Reyna and Uther. The fight for the temple is already starting. To the top lane, Kiev5 has defended the fort and is really holding it for now, but down here to the bottom, the shots are soaked by Navi, and they're doing very well with this. The rotations are happening on the map again, but down here it's so far 3 versus 3, and an earlier level 9 for sure for Navi. They move in again, and this time they're trying to go for Hydra. He's already zoned out, body blocked, but Eternal needs to move away. Mopsio is going in as well. They try to turn around against Eternal. Here comes Aya, and Muradin is going to fall. Second kill already for Kiev5, but the shots are now also firing against Navi. So the situation for Kiev5 is getting better by the minute. They are still behind in experience, but they are doing very solid work with these shots and start to take down now tower number 2 as well. Sonya has been at the top lane for most of the time though, and that extra experience that Navi was able to gather thanks to her is now leading into an early level 10 for them. And that's really when a lot of these control spells that Navi is going to trying to use will come into play. Once again, we're having in this case Maw and Wrath of the Berserker used. There's also the Shadowstalk, and we have at the same time Avatar, whereas Diablo is waiting with his heroic ability. And there it is, Maw into Apocalypse is making a comeback here. Not only that, Alex is threatening Lunan at the bot lane. They go in for a drop against that fort, and of course there's very little that you can do if your opponent already has the level 10 ability and you are still waiting for it. So if Sir Ice Cream just exposes himself once, it's going to be stun and to a world of pain, which is one of the reasons why he's still sitting on his glide on his mount and make sure that he doesn't go in too deep. So to the top lane, again, we see Sonya still continuing the pressure play. AR is attempting to make something happen here. Actually, I'm a little bit surprised that nobody is trying to take AR down here, since they could rotate to the top, but Lunan is helping out. And talking the talents about Lunan, I mean, we already had the talents on, of course, a bit earlier. He went into reach, but still the protective shield did not go into the Boundless Conviction. We have still a 2-kill deficit from the point of view of Navi, and it could be 3 if Kiev5 moves in with a kill against Diablo. Here's the Apocalypse, nice stuns. Diablo about to escape here, might get away in this case. And yes, Mopsio is turning around. Uther is already dead. He's trying to zone and peel for his comrades, but Diablo may be locked down. Not quite. Alex is toying with fire here. So Ice Cream is about to be obliterated. He's trying to jump away, but the stun of Tyrande hits him, and it hits him hard. Down he goes. It's a double kill. Diablo is still alive, able to really maintain that and go back home to heal up. Level 12 versus level 11 right now. Mopsio is down to the bot lane and is attempting, of course, to soak a few of the shots of the temple that is now spawning. We have 2 temples on the map, 1 at the bottom, 1 in the middle, and this is a very solid approach here, again from Navi, considering, I mean, at this point it really looks like they might be able to get that early level 13 as well. If they get those shots in the middle and at the bottom, that would be amazing, but as long as Grandpa can at least soak a few, they're going to be fine. It's great creep spell, by the way, the map. Just look at this mini-map. There's creep everywhere. It is crazy how well Zagara was able to maintain that. The vision on the map is absolutely out of this world. They see everything that is happening here. We have Zarmani already going for the mercenary camp that was captured a bit earlier, and the rest of the team is just like, yeah, just posturing around that temple, trying to just force the opponent back. With a level 13 talent, they could now move in and do maybe a bit of damage. Firestorm is ready, and therefore we have also Mutalisk plus Overflowing Light, and they try to soak the last few shots here. So everybody moves up to the top, they go for the temple, they're gonna get it now, and this will of course drop that fort up at the top lane. The fort is gonna fall, more experience for Navi, and at the bot lane they have Muradin now in position to do the exact same thing already to the structures over here. So very nice pressure. 2 of the forts are still in play for Navi, but they already took down all the forts of their opponent and are starting to really threaten the walls at the keeps. Great start for them, of course. Mystical Spear now as well, and they go in at the bot lane with a very nice push here. Again, the potential kill against Luna. Divine Shield saves him for now. The question is for how long. Alex moves away. Nobody's able to drop him just yet. The Maw potentially into Apocalypse, and yes, there it is. And the stun train is hitting hard as Kiev5 gets obliterated. Luna is about to die. They kill maybe even Mopsio. They stop it here. They take down 2, and they let Mopsio and also Uther go. Could have killed them, I guess. If they would have dived a little bit harder, then maybe those kills would have been it. But now they go straight for keep. And there is nothing that these remaining heroes can do to stop them. So it's a great play here again by NaVi, and they move in, and with so much damage, they're easily able to now take the first keep of the game. Level 15 versus level 13, so finally that extra talent is now in play on the side of Kiev5. But NaVi, they showcase once again why they're currently so unbelievably powerful in Europe. We currently see them with a level 13 talent, Kiev5 that is, and that of course also means now chain bombs for Khaldor. We're having the Burning Rage on good old Sir Johanna, plus Imposing Will for Tyrael and the Giant Killer for Reyna. It's a lot of damage that they have on level 13, and it feels like they are very desperate right now. The Owl is hitting the bottom, and of course now they go for the boss again. But yeah, Kiev5 is desperate. You can really tell. They're trying to sneak the boss in, but already Alex and his boys are on the way, trying to contest it here. Apocalypse is of course still in cooldown, but this could be a disaster. If Kiev5 doesn't win this one, then it is going to be a nightmare. Sarmony about to move in, Eternal with a jump on the point, and there they are. Everybody is going straight for a Divine Shield already used, and it looks like Diablo might actually fall here. Zagara with all the damage on the other hand, and Khaldor is already down as Tyrael. Everybody dies. Now it's time for Reyna to also join the club. Hydra is trying to get away here, but if Eternal has another Stormbolt, then it is lights out. Uther Ghost is healing him, and here is the kill against Reyna. It's a team wipe. Level 16, boss at the bot lane, and that's going to finish the game. Great job here by NaVi. It was a desperation move on the side of Kiev5. They already knew that they were in a world of pain and trouble, and just said, guys, let's go for the Hail Mary move. If we get the boss, we might still have a chance to close that experience gap, but if not, then the game is over anyways. The core is being attacked. The boss isn't even here yet. They wait for it, 78% on it, and now they move in again. Here comes, of course, the engage at the same time, but the Apocalypse is ready once more, and down goes Johanna. Khaldor dies again. It's 11 kills against 2, and game number 1 in this best of 5 series is going to end in favor of Team NaVi. Great play here by them. Amazing coordination with all of these abilities, and NaVi takes the lead in the best of 5 at the Heroes Battle Arena. The game is on. We have NaVi with the 1-0 lead at the Heroes Battle Arena against Team Kiev5. And NaVi, oh my god, these guys are good. Right now they are one of the most dominant teams in Europe, I'd say. And on Tomb of the Spider Queen, Kiev5 gets another opportunity to tie the series. NaVi, they can ban out Khaldor if they want here, and it's a very strong hero on Tomb of the Spider Queen, of course, so it's probably going to happen, whereas Tyrande is already out of the picture since Kiev5 said, like, yeah, we're not going to go up against that shit again. That was way too strong. NaVi kinda ripped us a new one there, and we don't want to experience that again, so Khaldor is being banned out now. We have Kiev5 in this case now, if the first pick. The last game was a bit brutal. I mean, NaVi is absolutely insane. This team is just so unbelievably good, and they just showcased that. They have been now playing with a new roster for just a couple of weeks, but they're also immensely powerful, and just seeing these fights for the #1 spot in the European scene is pretty amazing. I can't wait for even more invitationals to drop so that we see more and more of all of this. Falstad as an early first pick on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Now that is an interesting choice here for Kiev5, but the hero overall is of course very strong, and as a seasoned marksman hero, he will benefit from the tiny map that we have here, the closeness of those two lanes. We're having in this case now also the double pick for NaVi, and they have a couple of options how they can really roll with this one now. We could, for example, see here an Uther together with the Muradin. Jaina Muradin could be played here. Jaina Sylvanas to actually start things off, since both of the tanks are still available. So with this case now, they have already pushing power, and they have a lot of wave clear with this. We're talking about the Blizzard, we're talking about Sylvanas herself, of course, then also with the level 7 talent with the Unstable Poison, whereas Kiev5 have two picks that could lead us into an ETC, maybe into a Muradin. Both of these heroes are extremely strong, and next to that, the Uther would probably be a smart decision, since they can still decide what kind of melee assassin they're going to choose on later on, or if they go simply into a Sonya. Keep in mind that on Tomb of the Spider Queen, if you have a bit of lockdown, you can actually also start to think about a Kerrigan. It's a hero that we've seen sometimes in the Chinese scene, a couple of times in the North American scene as well, and Europe, of course, every now and then plays the hero too, but this is one of the maps where Kerrigan can be extremely aggressive in the early stage of the game, and it's something that Kiev5 could consider doing now. They should definitely take, I feel like, Muradin plus Uther, or think about the ETC plus Uther, but dropping Uther right now would give them the flexibility that they need. They could think about a Zagara if they don't feel like going for these combos, so Zagara might be a nice counter pick against Sylvanas here already. ETC it is though, and with ETC the possibility of an Uther is quite high. Combos well with the Zagara too, though, so they could try to go into just like more into power slide, into mosh pit, or just the other way around. Power slide into mosh pit, into more. It really works quite well if you can set something nice up in one of those close quarter fights that we have on the lanes oftentimes. There's a couple of it's again a preference play. Do you go for the Zagara? Do you go for Uther? Other heroes, I really don't feel that it would make too much sense for them. They play the Zagara over the Uther. They can still ban Uther out. NaVi, of course, now are going for a ban as well. And in this particular setup, if they are going to take Uther, they might want to think about maybe banning Tyrael. Tyrael in ETC is a very popular composition since you can go into the mosh pit, plus, of course, the sanctification. And that really helps you quite a bit if you are attempting to make sure that your opponent is not being able to interrupt you. So, yeah, it could be a ban on Tyrael, therefore. But there's a couple of things that you can really do when you're playing on Tomb of the Spider Queen. But the Tyrael is definitely an option that they have now, especially, of course, since there is also Jaina on the side of NaVi. So that kind of caters towards the Tyrael pick as well. NaVi could also think about picking that hero. I guess at this point they're more thinking about picking the Uther away from ETC, which would, of course, then be the second option. What you can do if you want to make sure that that ETC mosh pit goes through. Besides that, other heroes that can be strong on this map, I suppose if Tacita is going to be taken, and it's more going to be taken by NaVi. Sonya is banned out, so it looks like NaVi are not going to play Sonya. Kiev5, what's it going to be? What are they going to ban out now in this particular scenario? Muradin is still on the map, and I can guarantee you if NaVi is going to pick Muradin. Then again, to be honest with you, like I think lately we had 1 or 2 games where Muradin was completely ignored. It just blew my mind. Muradin was ignored and was just like looking at it, it was just like, wait, that really just happened? So maybe Kiev5 not willing to use a ban on Muradin here and just says like, whatever. But then ETC, of course, it can be interrupted by that Stormbolt, so for NaVi it would be a good pick either way. You can play Diablo against this, of course, as well, and once that you see that ETC is going for the mosh pit, you can go for an immediate Apocalypse. Thrall ban, as Uther is still around and Kiev5 doesn't want to ban him out, it's a Thrall ban instead. NaVi with the immediate Leoric Tacita combo. Not even wasting a second to pick these heroes. Tacita and Leoric. Okay, vision on the map against Zagara, making sure that creep tumors can be detected. Tacita could have been banned out by Kiev5 as well. Didn't want to commit to it. So this setup is actually pretty sweet for NaVi right now. I'm curious to see what their last pick is going to be, if they dedicate a second healer in there. I want to once again highlight that they did not pick Uther. Uther was available and they said like, nah, we want to have vision. Give us a vision on the map, make sure that we get that mental acuity, or at least the Oracle, so that we can take down these creep tumors. We know how strong Zagara is. They played her on the last game, and they had amazing vision on the map. It was like a legal map hack that they ran there. Kiev5, of course, is therefore taking the Uther. They say, thank you very much, we're going to take that. Divine Shield with Mosh Pit, hell yeah, that's all going to be awesome. They have a lot of wombo combo potential now with the setup that they're running here, so this is definitely quite scary. Could maybe go into another frontliner here, and then we're talking again about very much the same heroes that we already focused on earlier. They picked the Diablo away, though. I really think that NaVi might have gone into a Diablo here once again. They seem to love the hero, and this is now Diablo Apocalypse potential. I mean, you could see Lightning Breath, of course. But like in theory, Zagara more into Apocalypse, into Mosh Pit, into Force damage, into just like... And Muradin as the last pick for NaVi, because they're saying, okay, if we don't get Diablo, then we want to have Muradin instead. Game number 2 is coming up now. Tomb of the Spider Queen is the map, ladies and gentlemen. Kiev5 going up against NaVi here at the Heroes Battle Arena. And let's get ready for the second map in the series. Game number 2, everybody, has started. Tomb of the Spider Queen is the map, and we have to the left side NaVi with 1-0 lead in the best of 5 series at the Heroes Battle Arena. Alex the Prodigy is playing Leoric. We have Zarmany on Muradin for NaVi, Grand Paquette on Tacita as the solo support for the team, Eternal on Sylvanas, and Crosby on Jaina. To the right side of the map, Air is playing for Kiev5 on Falstad. We have Hydra on Zagara, Mopsio is playing Diablo, Lunan on Uther, and Sir Ice Cream is rocking that ETC. Yeah, we had a pretty brutal game in map number 1. I mean, that boss attempt, that Hail Mary move that we saw for Kiev5 at the end, it's quite understandable that they felt pressured into some risky play, but it backfired very hard. Reanimation now taken as the level 1 talent. We have With the Wind taken over Barbed Shot on Sylvanas as the level 1. And besides that, it is here Soul Feast again. We're of course seeing a Season Marksman for Falstad. It was a very early pick that we saw there for Team Kiev5. Really wanted to make sure that they're going to get that Season Marksman stacks into the game, and this is the best map for all of those stacking talents for sure. It's one of the reasons why we saw Asmodan played actually for a long time on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Which reminds me, give Asmodan again. There's still this problem, there's apparently that black pool doesn't really work as intended, and that is definitely an issue. I wonder if Blizzard fixes that, if we are going to see Asmodan again. Right now it feels like the meta is moving away from such a play, but still it was always fun to see that stacking process going strong. And yeah, Asmodan games have been a lot of fun. I would love to see him back in business. Alex is rotating around, and so far Navi is doing very well here. We're having everybody else also on the way. Eternal and Crosby down in the bot lane. It's more rotation between the middle and the bottom than between top and bottom, or top and middle, which was oftentimes like the case. So yeah, there's a little bit of a different set that we play. You're trying to push more pressure onto Zagara. The one advantage that you have with this rotation from middle to bot is basically you rotate to the Zagara lane. And that means you can take down the creep tumors as a team, and you can also limit the vision that she has quite significantly. So that's one of the big thought process behind what's currently happening here. Hydra is moving away, and you can really tell that he has a huge amount of problems really getting that creep spread on. He has one creep tumor and that's it, but now we have Mopsio moving in, trying to use the aggression on Diablo, but Diablo is actually getting really dumpstered now. Half HP for him already, and Navi is playing around this very nicely. So for now, Kiev5 is really starting to try and establish especially a base down to the bot lane. That Zagara, of course, is trying to do what she can to make this happen, but it's really a bit tricky for her now. So we have once again the move to the bot lane. Again, we're seeing the creep tumors taken out, and this is just Navi with very, very solid power play here. Also, of course, that Tacita is really helping them quite a bit with this as well. I mean, as long as you have the Tacita and you can simply go for a move where you use the Oracle every now and then you reveal those creep tumors, you already know that you're in a very good spot to deny your opponent a bit of vision on the map, and that's exactly what's currently happening in this game now as well. With the level 4 talents, we have, of course, no mental acuity here. As a solo support, leeching plasma is just a bit more important, and even without mental acuity, the Oracle alone is already good enough to really put very much pressure onto Zagara herself. She's not able to push this lane in at all, and usually with the Zagara you are trying to really go for those towers as fast as you can, but there's just no hope of that happening anytime soon. Boundless Conviction taken for Uther, and we have once again the Fire Devil taken for Diablo as the level 4 talent. Nothing really out of the ordinary. I want to highlight maybe the Fealty onto Death, which is a talent that we see oftentimes taken on this map now in particular. Normally it's more the tendency towards Heart and Bones, but especially when we're talking about players like Alex the Pro G, he knows exactly how to play the Leoric. I mean, he was one of the first Leoric players that we had when the hero got released, and played very nicely with it. Here comes that attempt to drop a target, but it ends up with Mopsio dying instead, and in comes Navi. They take a chance and they jump in, but they can't kill a second hero yet. Still, that kill against Diablo was of course quite sweet for sure, so they are getting a slight lead here with this setup. They're having them also in a tiny lead in experience overall, but having that position that was pretty well done. Zarmany could be able... yeah, he jumps away here. So Crosby was already putting pressure on Aya. It's a very nice setup that we have here, and I'm really liking the way that Navi is currently trying to control this game here. The earlier level 7 should be happening for them. They're turning in, and that means that Grand Paquette is going to get rid of his 5 gems. There's a lot of sparkly stuff on the map, of course. Zarmany, again with the move, he has 14. Jumps in, tries to actually deny the turn-in attempt on the side of Kiev5. When Falstad gets stunned, flies in and gets a Stormbolt to the face. Feels bad, man. Eternal, Crosby, and the rest of them already starting to rotate down to the bot lane again to deny Zagara any kind of lane presence. Blue Web Weavers are descending, and Mopsio is looking like he wants to go for Jaina, but Ice Cream is already, let's call it, discouraged by that Blizzard that Jaina dropped in. Snowstorm on level 4 is helping with the extra radius, and Zarmany is threatening now the life of the tower, therefore ETC just sliding away in the last second. Good setup here. We have the Ghastly Reach taken, more and more creep tumors have been taken down, and we have, of course, with Kala Embrace now finally the talent that Hazard needs to start the preloading on those shields. Both of the teams on level 7 now. Piercing Bolt, Rapid Incubation for Hydra, not going into battle momentum for the extra damage thanks to the cooldown reduction and the more frequent Hydra list, but instead we're simply seeing him with the Rapid Incubation for the extra lane presence. Diablo at least went into a battle momentum, and ETC with a follow-through as the level 7 talents are now being used to defend at the bot lane, but this is a very difficult push that they have to go up against. So Ice Cream in the back is trying to go in. Keep that Sylvanas in mind. Jaina is being pushed in, Falstad flies in too, but Alex is also there. That results with AR suddenly being completely exposed. He is down, and it's not stopping there. Alex is moving in to take down Mopsio, and this looks like an easy kill for them. They drop Diablo, a lot of terror, not quite so terrifying just yet, as we have now the fort also eliminated and the Web Weavers still pushing. NaVi with level 9 versus level 7. Nearly level 8. But now they move into the mid lane. They have the advantage in numbers and they are trying to use it. They put even more pressure onto the fort and they are just going in, using Sylvanas to once again disable the fort. Now that's a 5 versus 5 again. They are rotating away, but they are on 9.5 versus level 8, and this is just looking great for them. Of course, Alex is moving straight to the top since they are trying to get a few more of those gems. If he gets this wave as well, then they are close to a second turn-in. They actually have 42 gems already, and this is getting to get really close. But down here, Dimensional Shift, Grand Paquette trying to get away. Shields himself and is able to escape for now. Alex moving in once again. They're trying to go maybe for another kill. Alex, needs to be careful here. Yeah, Leoric was trying to really just like stun him out, but Alex is already in position and just uses his Wraith Walk, gets away there. Here comes Lunan trying to turn it, and he is able to get that through. It was close, but he's able to get it through, and that's a bit annoying for NaVi. The whole idea here was to get level 10 and force the opponent back and deny them the turn in, but now NaVi has to deal with the Web Weavers. So yeah, not quite what they were hoping for, but the level 10 ability with the March of the Black King is now in play. And March of the Black King used soon enough. We also have, of course, the Ring of Frost, where Wailing Arrow, Force Wall, and Avatar on Muradin used. At the bot lane, the Web Weaver is pushing in, and Eternal is going to try and take over here and defend against it. Crosby, actually, the entire team is moving straight in and drops that Web Weaver like it's nothing. At the top, we're having Leoric moving away again, and this is the wall or the lane that especially Team Kiev5 is now trying to focus upon. Whereas in the mid lane, we're seeing the attention towards the Web Weaver, just like taking that down as well. So very little damage by those Web Weavers actually. A very good defense so far by NaVi, and they're not stopping here. They're moving in again with the level 10 versus no level 10. Stormbolt is missing though, but Diablo is walking the wrong way. Like, he is definitely out of position there. He was trying to escape, but there was very few, like there was nothing nowhere where he could actually go. They could theoretically even aim for boss at this point. They could really go for it. I mean, they're already at the top. The boss spawns back as all of those Web Weavers are defeated. But now we're, of course, seeing the rotation again. Spawning Point is going to get ready. And with 73 of those gems, they're going to get an easy turn in here. Lunan is trying to zone them out a little bit. And yes, he is annoying with his Wave of Light and his Boundless Conviction, but not annoying enough. And at this point, he's actually going to fall, isn't he? Yeah, Force Wall, Divine Shield, all right. Counterplay immediately used there, but it's going to be the turn in, and of course means that we are going to have another Web Weaver wave pushing, this time for NaVi, and NaVi is attempting to rotate around now into the mid lane to meet first of all that Bruiser camp that was taken in the meantime by the opponent. And false stat, that's a bonus there. That's a bit of a that's a bit of a bonus that they get him as well, but there is still that Bruiser camp. Now the Web Weavers are coming in play. Diablo is still up at the top. But very, very nice aggression in NaVi. I mean, they are moving in against that wall now, trying to get the wall at the keep. And the Web Weaver is going to push with this too. There comes Leoric from the top. NaVi going to go straight in again. Zarmony moves away. And those Bailings didn't really hit too much. Great positioning once again by NaVi. And they are trying to go in for the kill. Level 13 would be soon happening for them as well. Falls that flies in and gets dumpstered in the face. He had no chance. He tried to go for a Mighty Gust, and what happened, like, he flew in and he died. He just died. He was just right there, and zip, got annihilated. Lightning Breath used now as the heroic ability, the Mosh Pit, but yeah, Diablo is dead. He got zoned. There's the Maw, didn't hit anything, and they are just going straight in for that keep. We are 9 minutes into the game. Level 13 talents are now ready. It's a double Burning Rage. We're seeing With the Wind, improved Ice Block, and Prescience taken, and NaVi is playing just an absolutely incredible game. They don't go for the keep just yet, but it is so super low, I don't even know why they didn't go in for it. They killed all of the forts with the exception of the one up at the top. And this one was, of course, not going to make it either. I mean, they're already moving straight in and take it down, so this is it. A 2-level lead, even more than that. It's 2.5 levels that NaVi is now ahead. And they have still 45 gems that they can turn in, and that puts them close to a second turn in right now. They need, of course, a few more, but they're already on the way to get even a few additional waves, and that's Diablo, sorry, not Diablo, but of course Leoric, with a Burning Rage and Ghastly Reach, just trying to make sure that he gets the next few gems set up. The turn-ins have started. Grand Paquette is now also moving back, and Jaina Crosby is solo going straight for the camp, making sure that he's going to take this one as well. And, well, for Kiev5, I mean, what can they do at this point? They can try, I guess they can try and get the level 13 talent. If they are able to go for that, then at least they will have an opportunity to use maybe one of their wombo combo potentially. I have no idea what kind of word that is. Just what? That, yeah. Guys, after like this much streaming, I am a little bit tired, so I apologize for the occasional blunder, but I have no idea what word I just created. I know that didn't make any sense whatsoever. But what I was trying to say is that if they hit level 13, they could potentially go for one of those wombo combos if they get the Maw and then can lead that up with, let's say, an ETC Mosh Pit and also, of course, that Lightning Breath on Diablo. If they get that done, then they can turn it around, but now there's so much pressure against them that Kiev5 is having the toughest time ever. They are attempting to defend that keep, but the blue Web Weavers are descending as Leoric turns in, and now it looks like this keep is going to fall, and I would be very surprised if this is the only thing that's going to fall right now. Because without the level 13 talent, I have no idea how they are thinking they can really defend this. And the bot lane is also being pushed at the same time with one of those Siege Giant camps. Zagara is trying to defend this now, but we have already Sylvanas moving in, and even before the Web Weavers are there, Mighty Gust has now been used, and this means that with another wave they can just disable it again, and they do, and down it goes. The Web Weaver isn't even there. The Web Weaver is not even in the middle of the map, and now they just rotate around. Leoric is moving in, everybody is ready. They jump with their waves and with the Wraith Walk straight through that gate over it, and now they are moving in again. The 13 talents, they are ready, but the problem is that Navi is about to hit level 16. Giant Killer taken on Falstad. We're seeing also after Fire Devil now the Fire Storm taken. Here's the 16 talents to counter that out though. ETC with the spell shield. We are having the Cold Embrace. Mopsio is already on the run here, and the keep is disabled. They are moving in again. The top lane is pushing a 3-level lead, 16 versus 13, and Navi is on the move once again. They are amazing. These guys are super strong. Crosby, Zarmany, Grand Paquete, Alex, and Eternal. They drop keep number 2. And now the top lane is the only one remaining, and the Web Weaver is doing some solid work, at least against the wall. But they could also now try to, of course, finish this as well. If they get a couple of kills, then they can even go for core. On the way back, they could go for boss. I mean, if you have such a huge lead already, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. They move in for boss, and they set a trap first of all, but I don't really believe that anybody is going to fall for that. Because to tell you the truth, I mean, like, what's going to happen? Yeah, well, there it is. So they retreat for now. They don't have the vision just yet. Grand Paquete is there. And yes, uses the storm again. So they're actually like trying to fake them out a little bit. They're trying to fake them out, and now they go for Mopsio. Here comes the attempt to rush away, but nice cross-through with the slow. And that's, of course, the end of Diablo here. At least he's going to die on... yeah. March of the Black King even. Swing to the face, and now they are moving on to this move again. Look at the Wailing Arrow, by the way. Oh my god, they jump over the wall. What is that? Is this quick match? Zarmany and Eternal are going straight over the wall and trying to kill them. Crosby and Grand Paquete are just basically yelling, hey guys, wait for us. We want to have a piece of the action as well. Here come the Web Weavers. Here go the Web Weavers. They came into the game, they had a look, and they were like, screw that, and they were out of there. So now 17 versus 14. And Kiev5, I mean, it's 8 kills against 0 now. 8 kills against 0. The Web Weaver wave has done more or less nothing. Already Alex is taking the one up the top lane down. They have currently a gem count of 29. It's not like they're going to get another turn anytime soon, but now Sir Ice Cream is there. This is basically hunting season that we're seeing now. It's a 3-level lead, and it is absolutely incredible how much pressure and how much map control Navi has at this point. Leoric is just up at the top lane, and Alex is saying like, boys, I got this. So he's starting to move in against the keep here. And of course, at some point, there has to be a reaction of Kiev5 as well. The game is just completely out of their control right now. They're so far behind that without the level 60 talent, there's just absolutely no way to make anything happen here. Mopsio is trying to move away here. He always gets a bit of damage in, but now we have even another map or another camp taken on at the bottom of the map. They're taking the Siege Giant set, and now they can just push in with the catapults, with the Siege Giants against the core, can focus the attention of the opponent to the bottom lane where they are moving to the top. They could go for boss now. They're just taking the camps away. They're completely willing to sacrifice, well, nothing. They don't, I mean, it's not like they care if you see where they are. It's not like they're sneaking it in. They're just saying, yeah, we're going to take this now. Deal with it. Try to stop us. Try to stop us. We dare you. We're taking this right now. Deal with it. Try to stop us. Whatever you do, like, you have the choice there. So camps are pushing the lanes, and we have Alex and Crosby starting to rotate over to the top lane. Are they going to go for the keep? It very much looks like they're going to try. 51 gems for them. And yeah, they're going to go for it. Leoric is in the mid lane, by the way, and that bottom camp is starting to push in against the core. Sylvanas, of course, helps them with his Ables. Eternal already jumping away. They're playing this slow. And ETC, no mosh pit just yet. Here comes the attack. Oh, Lightning Breath chosen together with a Divine Shield. That is doing a serious amount of damage, but it's not going to do enough damage. Already Diablo dead. He's going to be back in 2 seconds though, thanks to the trade. But the core is under attack now as those Siege Giants are in play. ETC, no mosh pit Arenos just yet. He's actually being attacked. Down goes Falstad, down goes ETC. Lunan is about to die. He's running away as fast as he can, but Diablo dies first, and now it's time for Uther to also bite the dust. This is going to be game number 2. It is an absolutely incredible performance that Na'Vi showcases here now. The core is already at 86%. Na'Vi is just really strong, and these guys, it's really difficult for Kiev5, but I mean, they are trying. The problem is that Na'Vi is just on a different level right now. Game number 2 ending in favor of Na'Vi, and we are going to go into game number 3 of the best of 5 series momentarily. Infernal Shrines could be the last map of this best of 5 series. Kiev5 versus Na'Vi. I actually think that we are going to see a Lost Vikings ban here once again, because Kiev5, as I said before, they love to play an Abathur here, they love to play the Vikings, and I'm pretty sure that if Kiev5 doesn't pick in this round the Lost Vikings, that Na'Vi is going to simply ban them out in the next one. Kel'Thas and Tyrande are the bans in this case. We have Infernal Shrines with a Falstad focus for Kiev5 once again. They really love that hero here. Na'Vi, they can once again go into a Jaina if they want to. A Jaina play is working out for them. Sylvanas, by the way, very, very strong on this map as well. And Na'Vi started things off earlier with a Jaina plus Sylvanas, and that could be an opening for them again on this map. It's good AoE for those Infernal Shrine fights, and at the same time you have, if you get the Punisher, Sylvanas that can push in these lanes even harder. So that's one of the things that Na'Vi can use right now against Kiev5. They lead with a 2-0 in the best of 5 series here already at the Heroes Battle Arena, powered by G2A and Twitch, and now they have an opportunity to take that 3-0. But Na'Vi decides to shake it up a little bit. Muradin as the first pick. It's actually cool to see Muradin here, because so far we've seen a lot of focus to Johanna with an Eternal Retaliation battle momentum build to just get that AoE during the Shrine fights and get all of these minions in there. With Muradin you can play, of course, that Jaina if you want to, but it is a Thrall very early in the game. Na'Vi commits to a Thrall right away, no questions asked, and that is going to shake up things quite a bit. Kiev5, what are they going to do? Are they going to drop the Vikings already? Is Na'Vi going to ban them out again? We already had the Viking ban earlier, and I wouldn't really blame Na'Vi to do the exact same thing once more, since Kiev5 is just known for their Lost Vikings play on this map in particular. So Kiev5, they have to make a choice here. Do they risk it and not take the Vikings at this point, or do they already drop them just to be on the safe side? Because Na'Vi is going to know anyways what's going to happen here. And that's probably why they are waiting this long with their picks here. First of all, of course, that Thrall is a bit of a surprise this early. He is the best melee assassin right now, and we see him regularly. But still, Kiev5, Sylvanas is being picked for the reasons that I mentioned. And now, what's going to be the next one? Are they going to do it this early in the draft? Are they really daring? No, they're not. They go into a triple. Actually, in this case, they can't even pick the Vikings. They have triple damage. They have Falstad, Sylvanas, and Reyna. Where do the Vikings fit in? Nowhere. They need a heal, and they also need to make sure that they have some kind of frontliner. Na'Vi are not going to ban them out. They're going to ban out something completely different. Maybe just a frontliner here. They could ban one of the heavier tanks. Could also ban out the... Well, I guess they could take the Uther, first of all. If Kiev5 doesn't ban Uther, Na'Vi is going to say, thank you very much, we're going to take that. So Na'Vi could ban out, I guess, a frontliner. I guess it makes the most sense for them to really just say, okay, this is the hero we don't want you to have, and Johanna it is. So Johanna banned out. Kiev5, I would probably ban that Uther. I would probably ban Uther here. Jelly Belly, thank you very much for the support, my friend. A bit of hype going now for Infernal Shrines, a map that I personally love, by the way. Always awesome to cast.
Quick question, why doesn't anyone play Murky? Think he is a great hero with many play styles.
Well, Murky, to be honest, if there is going to be a game where we see a Murky, this might be it. Uther already chosen after Tazla has banned out. Cloud9 actually plays Murky every now and then. They played it at BlizzCon, but it's not the most reliable hero. We have a few teams that every now scrim a bit with the Murky Abathur style, though. But yeah, Murky feels always a bit iffy, I feel. But and again, if there's a game where we're going to see Murky, it's going to be this best of 5, because right now Navi is just dominating that series and can really do whatever they want. So Tyrael, well, he is going to be picked. Now, well, he is picked. It's a very heavy front line, by the way. A Brightwing is now taken as the healer. No Charism. Brightwing for the mobility on the map and as the front line. What are you going to take there? I mean, I was even thinking about an Arthur's. Yes, there it is, Arthur's. Alright, cool. Arthur's taken. And Navi now, what's going to be the last pick? Murky incoming. Nah, I'm not quite sure about that. But yeah, a bit of range damage would probably be a nice touch for Navi's setup here. And that could be the Vala. Vala for the range damage, or Zagara might be what they are going to aim for here. Unless, of course, they want to go full crazy melee mode against their opponent, which I wouldn't put past them at this point. Oh, a Jaina, of course. Yeah, Jaina is still in play. Look at that. So late a pick on her, and I didn't even realize that she was not banned out or picked just yet. So, game number 3, everybody, and we're going to jump into the map that could also seal the fate of Kiev5 in these playoffs. Infernal Shrines, the last potential map, one map, or we could see the comeback for Navi versus Kiev5. Game on, everybody. We have map number 3, and Navi is in the lead in the best of 5 series here at the Heroes Battle Arena. This is it. To the left side of the map, we have Navi with a 2-0 against Kiev5 to the right side, and Alex the Pro G on Tyrael, Zarmany on Murder, and Gran Paquete on Uther, Crosby on Jaina, and Eternal is playing Thrall in this game. We're currently looking at Falstad played by AR here when we're talking about Kiev5, and Mopsio is playing Arthas at the front line with Lunan on Brightwing, Hydra on Reyna, and we have Sir Ice Cream on Sylvanas. A massive amount of range damage going up against the heavy melee setup that Navi is using in this game. We have already a triple season marksman. One on Thrall, the other one on Falstad, and one on Reyna. We're seeing on level 1 now the Barbed Shot taken to take a few of these minions down even faster. And as you can see, the heavy pressure play down to the bottom of the map. But there is a trap. It's a trap. Admiral Akbar is already warning them, but Navi, they need no warnings because they are crushing fools. Well, we're not there just yet, but still. It's a very manly setup that we're seeing here for Navi. Very manly. A lot of guys with a beard. We don't really know about Tyrael because he wears a hoodie, but that is also definitely very manly. So either with a hoodie or with a beard. The only one who's really going straight into a ranged hero in this case, it is, oh, actually up at the top lane, Alex has to jump away. That guy even has wings, so this is like, I'm not sure if wings are manly, but the mask that he has definitely is. So down to the bot lane, Crosby is the only one that is really showing his female side in this game. Everybody else is either rocking the beard, rocking the hoodie, or doing something along those lines. So the manly setup for Team Navi there. Up to the top lane, they are going for a manly kill against Mopsio, at least they're trying to, and they're blocking Arthas. The blocks are serious. Oh, but they let him go. They actually let him go. Gran Paquete was looking like he would move in and maybe go for the quick stun, but nope. They have to move away here. Arthas is already rushing away. Can they maybe take him down still? Gran Paquete was looking to see if we can maybe detect Arthas somewhere up there. That didn't happen. 1 minute and 30 seconds into the game, we already have another shrine, the first shrine actually in this particular game, spawning on the map. It is the middle one. We have block on Arthas, by the way, against all these auto-attack heroes. It makes kind of sense if you want to stay alive. Crosby is already moving away with this Jaina, but everybody else is starting to focus straight for that middle, where we have the Immortal spawn, or then the Immortal spawn, where we have the Shrine spawn and the Punisher going to be dropped. It's going to be an Arcane Punisher already, the first one in the game, and Arcane is the name. So we see level 4 a bit earlier, and that talent that we are seeing is not going to result in a kill, I suppose. But we see after Regeneration Master now the Amplified Healing chosen for Tyrael. There's also the Ice Cream, well, not jumping away to the wave. Radius increase for Jaina, that helps of course to take down these minions. It's a slight lead that they have, but it's the experience that is being soaked by Kiev5 in the meantime, up at the top lane and down to the bottom. And now the teams are both moving in. So once again, Zarmany is trying to use, of course, the clap here. We have Destruction taken as the level 4 talent for Arthas. So trying to get that extra damage in, and they are moving in for the Shrine fight as we speak, but good damage from Jaina, already dropped. And the attack against Mopsio, they go for the tank, and Hydra is also super low, he's poisoned as well, gets hit again, and that's the end of Reyna. Arthas is low, Eternal is able to escape. barely, just barely. Well, Mopsio is actually trying to take him, but not even the Death Coil is taking him down. There's the heal, and Mopsio now not locked down, but gets the root in. Arcane Punisher is secured for Team Na'Vi. So they start to move into the mid lane. Zarmany already with a very optimistic throw of the Stormbolt. That did not hit anything, but yeah, could have. I mean, with a bit of luck, already the Punisher going in deep, because we know that it's a very manly summon. And what do manly summons do? They go hard and they go home. And the Punisher doesn't want to go home at all. He wants to go hard. That leads to him being dropped very early, though. It's still a very early game Punisher, so it doesn't really do that much damage yet. But down to the bottom lane, we're currently seeing Hydra in a position against Grand Paquette in Eternal. It's basically it's a staring contest. Who blinks first? Who moves into the lane and drops a minion? And these three boys are, of course, just waiting. And at some point, they have to realize that the other bush is occupied, because why would this lane be alone for this long? Eternal already realizes it first. He's starting to move in. Here comes Hydra, and they are like, oh, look at that. And they try to go for the kill. They lock him down. They get the stun in, but it's a little bit too late. Hydra is able to escape, so staring contest ends in a draw. Up to the top lane, Brightwing is of course trying to soak a bit of experience for Kiev5. And we're having Luna now up against Alex the Pro G. Level 7 talents with a piercing roll, battle momentum for Tyrael. Frostbitten for the additional damage that you get here out of the talents for Jaina. And it is the Wind Shear talent for Thrall. Again, Alex moving in, and ooh, Falstad is getting dropped. So the bird is dead already. That's the end of the bird, and it might be the end of Arthur's as well. He's getting blocked in, and goodbye, Mopsio. So that's level 7 talents now for both of the teams, but with the lead in experience for Na'Vi, we're seeing the full auto attack build for Falstad as expected. Rune Tap on level 7 for Arthur's now. We're also having, after the Peekaboo on level 7, a face shield taken, of course. And as it happens, Revolution Overdrive for Reyna. Jimmy once again playing the commander here, and the Unstable Poison for Sylvanas. The Shrines are activating again, and with the level 7 talents now drop, both of the teams on the exact same amount of talents that they can utilize in those fights. But of course, one of the advantages that Na'Vi has is that they have a 3-0 in kills, which gave them a slight lead in experience. Nothing too fancy yet, but it's still a bit of a stat advantage that you gain for these fights. So Ice Cream is jumping to the wave. Down here we have a bit of an earlier start for Kiev5 even on the Shrine, because Na'Vi is going for a camp that they can take now. And now they are starting to jump in. Level 8 versus level 8, and here comes the attack, and immediately the move against Reyna. Lockdown once, twice, and Hydra just barely rushing away, but Alex is already on the case. Needs to move away now, though. The objective is a bit more important. And Kiev5 rotated Sylvanas in the middle to make sure that this Khazra camp is not going to do too much damage. But the problem is that they have to deal with the objective somehow, and that's why Ice Cream is moving in again. Mopsy, on the other hand, as the solo tank, he does not have the sustain that he really needs without the Army of the Dead. After level 10, it's going to be a bit easier for him, but right now he is just dead meat in the hands of Na'Vi. They move in over and over again, surround him and take him down, and this is going to be another Punisher, Mortar Punisher this time for Na'Vi. Of course, the fly abilities again for Luna and AR, making sure that they get the experience up the top lane. They're trying to catch up. It's level 9.5 already in favor of Na'Vi, the team in blue, and they get the Mortar Punisher now, which can push through the bottom lane. At the top, on the other hand, with 3 heroes that we had in position, especially, of course, with Ice Cream, they were trying to put a bit of pressure onto the wall, and they destroyed the entire thing. Down to the bottom of the map, we are currently seeing them in a situation where Alex the Pro G jumps in with the rest of the team. There comes the Mortar, Mortar again. We have now Frost, Ring of Frost taken, Sanctification, Divine Shield, Avatar on Muradin, and the Sundering for Thrall, and that's an easy fort that they could take down. And with a level 10 and them moving in as 5, they could, well, as 4 actually, Muradin is still up at the top, or in the middle at this point. They could at least take the wall. I don't think that they can really go for the keep yet, especially with that Punisher going full YOLO mode once again, but they will be able to take a tower or two. First tower already down, they focus on the second. Muradin is still in the middle of the map, soaks the experience, and ooh, Falstad came in. They're trying to fight here, 4 versus 4. Brightwing jumps in to turn it into a 5 versus 4, but it is still 10s versus 10s. Hyperion comes in, drop against Reyna. He's down, got punished for his insolence, daring to use the heroic ability against Na'Vi. The double stun after Arthas was taken out, and so Ice Cream is most likely going to fall as well. A triple kill against Team Kiev5. And yep, it is a harsh world that we live in, as the wall is also going to be destroyed right now. So once again, they're moving away here. We're having level 12 versus level 10 and 7 kills against 0. They start to move up to the top now. Eternal is already in position here and starts to take down that camp. So just claiming to, well, he's trying to put a bit more pressure onto lanes, but this is starting to be a bit tricky. The top lane is still pressure because earlier on, before they jumped down with right wing, they went straight for that bruiser camp and took the shaman. So this one is already taken. 12 versus 11 in terms of kills. It's of course 7 versus 0, and that's, well, a bit of an advantage that we're seeing for Navi now. But they don't have the talent lead. They don't have a talent lead, but at least they're taking the camps on the map right now. So Kiev, I mean, they need to soak experience. They're 1.5 levels behind. It's not too tricky yet, but it looks like the next shrine is going to spawn when Navi will hit that level 13, and it's not like they are already, it's very difficult to beat and tough to take out, but if they have then also a talent advantage, then that is of course going to make it even more difficult. So, the top lane, we had that camp taken out, and now there it is. The tribute, or not the tribute, but the shrine on the map. Here's the shaman once again together with those 2 Fellhounds. And of course the big issue is really, yeah, nice move. I really like this. This is a smart move on the side of Kiev5. They know that they can't contest the Punisher up at the top, so they just simply move down to the bot lane, and with the help of Sylvanas they burst down one of the forts. This is the best that they can do. It results of course in Navi doing a very similar move. Instead of just rotating down and trying to protect their own, they're moving in with a potential kill against Brightwing. Well, nothing potential about that. Actually, Lunan gets away with a blink kill. But they go in, take down this fort, and they take the Punisher at the same time. It's a bit problematic though, because thanks to the Hyperion and the push at the bot lane with the Sylvanas, it looks like they will have to send someone back, and Grand Paquette is moving in from behind. Level 13 versus 13. The keep is attacked, and a very smart move here, but now Mopsio is also immediately under attack. They lock down Jaina, at least they try to. Sanctification used. It's a 3 versus 5, and still they're getting the kill in. Alex the Pro, are they? Yes, there's a 4 versus 5. Brightwing goes down. They're jumping in and take their kills. Brightwing is eliminated, so Ice Cube doesn't have anything. So in this case, he falls as well. Falstad is trying to get away, is actually able to escape just barely. Air is moving away, and the Punisher is now taken up at the top. The Frozen Punisher is going to make his way over down to the bot lane. Double giant killer taken against this melee heavy setup that Navi is running, and we're having the double spell shield now with even the shield dust taken for Brightwing. But this setup that we're seeing for Navi, it is just absolutely insane. These guys are just way too strong. They nearly got the keep though. I mean, Kiev5 nearly got the keep at the bot lane, but now there's a huge Punisher moving in. It's 9 kills against 0, and it looks like the Punisher over here might be enough to help Navi take keep 1, and they also take down Arthas again. He doesn't even have the time to use the Army of the Dead. He doesn't even have the time to use his ult. He's stunned, locked down, frozen. Like, Arthas goes through all kinds of personal hell. And now we have just like simply Zami jumping from one keep into the fort. Level 16 versus level 13 talents. And that means a full Wind Shear build now with, well, a full Wind Fury build with Wind Shear taken, Grace of Air and Tempest Fury. Stoneform, Benediction, 3 levels ahead. They move into the mid lane now. They take one after another. It is just Navi doing Navi things. They're 2-0 ahead in this series already, and it looks very much like we're going to see them successfully take down Kiev5 with a 3-0. If Kiev5 can make a comeback here, that would be amazing. Because at this point they struggle. They have 2 heroes that can soak experience on other lanes, which is very important in such a situation. So if they are able to make that happen somehow, then maybe they can start to make a bit of a comeback once they hit level 16. But it's very likely that we are going to see level 16, yeah, only for Navi with the talents, when the next Immortal, or the next Punisher is being announced, the next Temple, the next Shrine. So once they go for that, they should be able to drop maybe even keep number 2. The situation as is already dire. I mean, they are with the back to the wall in the best of 5 series here at the Heroes Battle Arena, but it is definitely a bit tricky. Zarmany is about to move in. Air with a very nice barrel roll, escaping sure death, and now Zarmany taking down the walls as well. All the walls are eliminated. In the mid lane, we are seeing still the Ice Cream. He wants to take care of that double camp, but he has to move to the bot lane to help his team defend, because there's just way too much pressure happening right now. Mighty Gust against the 5-man setup. Navi is going for it, a double lockdown in this case now, but already the position that you can see here. They go in again, they're starting to drop everything. Down goes the tower. They're trying to go straight for that keep again. The mid lane is being pushed. Keep is already on 1/3 of its hit points, and now Alex jumps in. They want to go for Mopsio once more. They don't even bother with the Keep any longer. There it is, taken down now finally, and there is another Punisher already announced on the map at the bot lane actually. Mopsio's at the front, and they go straight for him. There comes again that silence attempt, but actually the Wailing Arrow hits, but of course they can't really make any plays happen just yet. Level 16 is simply needed, and for that to happen they need a few more experience points, and that's where the mid lane comes into play. This camp is taken down, but of course the fight for the next Punisher has already started, and Zarmany is taking down one after another these minions here. It does go into the Burning Rage, which is of course a talent which really caters towards this. Oh, Falstad, mistakes were made. Falstad appears and Falstad disappears, so he is found and taken out. They have now even, Executioner taken. Mopsio, Arthurs, he's trying to get away. He has the Army of the Dead, but nothing can heal you fast enough if you get dumpstered like that by your opponent's setup. There's the Divine Shield on Jaina, and it is 13 kills against 0 with a triple kill. A fight on even talents, not that it really mattered. They're taking it out one after another. The heroes are eliminated, especially with that early kill against Falstad. It was of course a 5 vs 4 that was being played there. But even that Stone Skin, that Spell Shield, and also the Army of the Dead did not help them. And now it is an attempt to go straight for the core. Crosby and Eternal are already on their way. They're just waiting for the Punisher. They are blasting these waves away. There's still a catapult that we have. A 5-man move straight into the core range. And this is of course a 3-level lead as well. AI is trying to buy some time, and that's the only thing that he can do. Arthur's going to back in another 2 seconds, and Sylvanas is also starting to be back with this one. But now the Punisher is attempting to jump in as well. Goes straight for Falstad. Nice bait. Falstad baits him into the keep. But now the core is being attacked. Oh, the kill potentially. Lunan. Yes, Lunan dies on Brightwing. And Reyna is dying now as well. This is kill number 14 and 15 against Kiev5 and against 0, of course. Again, the Punisher jumps in, and that is also the end of Falstad. A triple kill underneath the core. And of course, NaVi is going to finish this. Ladies and gentlemen, NaVi finishes the best of 5 series here at the Heroes Battle Arena playoffs with a 3-0 against Kiev5. Impressive performance and feat of strength. Great play here by NaVi. Well played, and GG.
And that is it, everybody. GG and well played. The game's over, and therefore also the video for today here on Khaldor TV. We had another great Heroes of the Storm match, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Also hope that you enjoyed the commentary, of course. So thank you very much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up on YouTube. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to Khaldor TV yet, you should definitely hit that sub button as well. If you have some friends that like Heroes of the Storm, then definitely make sure that you show them the channel and also the video. There's a lot more where that came from. We're going to have like continuous content throughout the next few weeks with more Heroes of the Storm matches played, not only on the European server, but also on the North American server, in tournaments, in leagues, and more than that. So guys, once again, thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope that you had some fun. It was a pleasure casting for you. And I'm going to see you next time with even more videos here on the channel. So have a great day and see you soon. Bye-bye.